They have thousands of other tools in the market, but guess what? They're going to use this tool. That's it. Boom. 1 hour webinar. We got in around $10,000 to $15,000 in sales. Now imagine you're doing this every week, multiple webinars a week. And on special occasions like Black Friday, you're doing many, many more webinars. So it's like,
this is insane.
$1 million is nothing.
This is insane. Listen, I'm going to hire you as a pro bono community manager. I want to understand from you, what are some of the common mistakes that you see a lot of SaaS founders making when they're hopping onto building community themselves in the initial phases?
Very simple. I recently was looking at some of the founders making that mistake. If you have money, put in a community manager, is what I would say. I mean, if you're Hindi hacking and saving costs, that's fine. But if you really have some money, then put in a community manager. Because what's happening right now is, I saw a company, it was related to freelancing. It was like an alternative to Fiverr, basically. I was in Bangalore going around in a cafe trying to eat something, and then I saw this person and they're like, hi, we just randomly spoke, and he's like, freelancing, we're building a community of freelancers. I'm like, whoa, wow, I'm just a community manager. And I saw what mistake he was making. He made it into a WhatsApp broadcast instead of a community where people could interact. Thus limiting all the interactions, limiting all the opportunities that could come with those interactions, limiting all the collaborations that could happen among them and among you. It's like you're building an audience now. It's not a community. I wouldn't call that a community. Building a WhatsApp broadcast is definitely not a community. A community by definition is allowing your members to interact among themselves, network among themselves, create more opportunities among themselves. That's the space you're providing with any community that you're building. So that's what happens when you're trying to see the bigger communities like Head Start, etc. The networks are made among the members themselves. That's why they're successful. So that's why people love to attend Head Start too. Not only they're getting value from speakers, but also it's a great networking opportunity. So I would say don't make that mistake of WhatsApp broadcast. Secondly, they just create a community and just leave it aside. They don't interact. They don't try to make posts. They don't try to do anything for that matter and expect community to grow by itself. It doesn't work that way. And that's why it takes special efforts to grow a community. Thirdly, it's a directionless community. You don't know why you're building this community. You just heard a podcast like this, or maybe just read that community is good for getting feedback and everything, and you just built a community and just randomly did something. Unintentional community building. So that's what I would say is bad. A third mistake. You need to have like a vision per se on what the community is about, what the users can expect out of the community. How do people gather? Like, are you going to do workshops? Or why should they care about your community? Why should they join? Why should they use your tool? What outcomes can you have? Do you expect at least from the community? And are there any community rituals that you're going to do? Like peer-to-peer learning, or maybe some cohorts or speed networking. There's some of the rituals we plan during community, maybe just a community office hour call, whatever it is. So you can do a lot of things like that. And you need to plan all this in the start. You just can't say, I'm going to build a community, just start a Discord server or WhatsApp group and leave it aside. So a lot of things that go into
I was actually going to come to that point and probably add on to it, or probably summarizing it, is that community building is a whole strategic process rather than just waking up one morning and being like, oh yeah, today I'm going to build community for my SaaS brand. I think it's a lot more strategic process that you have to undertake in terms of defining the purpose and in terms of probably setting some KPIs and how do you wish to drive the community, etc., right?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Everything has to be set up.
What are some of the KPIs that you monitor, say for the first 6 months of the community, then say 6 months to a year, and so on and so forth? So what are some certain KPIs that you look at, and what are some of the constant KPIs that you look at?
So I want more people to participate in the ritual or weekly calls that we do just for community members. Someone is track the attendance. That can be one KPI. Then increase of community members. Let's say my community is 5,000 and next month it's 8,000. I want to keep continuing the growth like that. So increase of community members is one more KPI I would like to track. It's like a follow. It comes like a vanity metric, but definitely it's a good metric to track, because the more your community grows, the more it's better for you and for the community as well. Then the third metric I would like to track is, let me look at my reports. Demographics. Where are these community members joining it from? Where are they coming actually from? That's how I would love to look at. And then the fourth one is time spent inside the community. If you can track such metrics, like how many posts are they making? Are they even interacting in the community? How many messages they have sent? Discord gives you all that metrics,
Oh, Discord does?
Yeah, so Discord does all that metrics. So I would say you need to have those metrics in hand to see where it is going wrong. Because if the guy joins the community and doesn't even send a single message, then there's something wrong in the onboarding process, as simple as that. So that data tells me that. I track it for a month. In a 1 month, let's say around 1,000 members joined, but only 200 members sent a message. Why is that? I want to ask that. That's something. Where are these members joining in from? That's another metric I want to look at, because I can double down on those channels. Then, so depends on community to community. In the start, there are different metrics that we look at, like where are the members coming from? Are they the right members? How many messages are they sending, etc. And then as you go and progress, then the metrics start to get like a bit around the sales aspect, of course, because SaaS founders, they all want sales. So community don't directly measure sales. I would see more of like, are the members posting any value? How many posts are the members making? Rather than you making the posts. If the members are making posts, then you know that you've hit a certain audience, that they're able to relate with that post, with your vision, and etc. So different metrics definitely, but yeah, certain basic metrics is required to track.
Fair enough. So You mentioned the sales aspect, which eventually comes into the picture once a community has grown to a certain level as per your initial set strategy. So I'll come to the last question of this conversation, and that is, how can founders monetize their community except for selling their core product?
Got it.
And the follow-up question to that is, how do you measure that sales?
Got it. I'll do something better. I'll tell you how we achieved this $1 million via community building, okay? I'm sure everyone wants to know, how did this $1 million come into the bank with community building that too, okay? So that's the question I'm going to answer right now for everyone who's going to watching this. So pay close attention, everyone. It was a community called PitchGround. PitchGround is a SaaS marketplace where all SaaS tools come, they advertise, they try to interact with the users, and they sell. We found that we were catering to 3 different communities when it comes to PitchGround. First one was the SaaS founders who were coming to PitchGround. They needed a community among themselves where they could interact, share tactics. Isn't that so cool? Making a community just for founders, and all founders are just interacting, sharing tips, and it's so powerful as well. That's one thing. Second thing was the community for users. Who is the PitchGround's audience? PitchGround's audience was freelancers, agency owners, etc. So let's make a community for them and share tactics on how they can grow their agencies, how they can get more clients, how they can measure, how they can, succeed doing social media, etc., or maybe automate their agency process and all that. Sounds cool topics. We were sharing all that in the community, and that's how our community grew. Many people started joining, etc. And now we ask these founders, if you're launching a tool on PitchGround, why don't you come to our community of agency owners? Just say hi, say who you are, introduce yourself, maybe post like a 1-minute video, what you do, and etc. And let people know who you are. No advertising, no fake this thing, etc. Just tell who you are. That's it. And they used to post like a video, and of course, video garners a lot of attention. So if you post like a video saying, hi, I'm this, I'm doing this, again, pleasure to interacting with you to all. Please ask your questions. Feel free to try out my product. I'm happy to offer you this thing. People are ready to test it out. So people are asking questions now and etc. We did that with every tool, every founder, all that stuff. So we saw which founders got more attention. We then made a template saying founders should do this. This is the way to do an introduction post. Then we found founders doing some more posts. Then we made a content calendar for founders to post inside the community. What all content they can post. I have that inside my Fueler account. It's like a video.
All of it.
Definitely. It's a video of a Google Sheet that we give it to founders basically on what all they can post inside the community to grow, to get more attention from these users. We did it all. And then coming to the aspect, we found once they were making all these posts and etc., we found that they had certain problems. The users had certain problems that they were facing. We decided, let's provide a solution to those problems. And how? Based on webinars. And let's say an agency owner was trying to automate social media and make the process of social media much, much more simpler. Social media can get really complex. So many social media platforms, you're posting one place, the other place. You don't know what you're doing in the end of the day. We decided to make it simple. Social media automation. We give them free content calendars for only those who attend. We give them free value. We tell them the entire process, walking through the calendar, how they can automate stuff, how they can attach Zapier and etc. How one post, if you post it on Twitter, how the same tweet can automatically, without you doing anything, be posted on Instagram, all via using Zapier and Picasso. These are the two tools you need to do that. You connect your Twitter to Picasso, Zapier, Instagram, and then it's done, basically. Automatically, the moment you post a tweet, it's automatically taken as a screenshot, posted on your Instagram account without you doing anything. That automation was very cool. We taught them all that in our webinars. Super cool, extremely valuable webinars. We got in 200, 300 people. Now, at the end of the webinar, we do a pitch. We sell the social media automation tool. Now, we keeping this in mind. They got all the useful tactics. They got all the ways to make it work. Free content calendar, everything. They have thousands of other tools in the market. But guess what? They're going to use this tool. That's it. Boom. 1 hour webinar. We got in around $10,000 to $15,000 in sales. Now imagine you're doing this every week, multiple webinars a week. And on special occasions like Black Friday, you're doing many, many more webinars. So it's like,
this is insane.
$1 million is nothing.
This is insane. Listen, I'm going to hire you as a pro bono community manager.
$1 million is in fact a less amount if you do it, if you think of it.
Yeah, this is actually insane in terms of how you have gone on to building a community separately for founders, for the users, and then also ensuring that there is an integration between the two and making sure that both of them are able to make the best use of each other's presence
100%.
in the community, which is really important. And then so far I used to just hear people saying that, oh, you can sell through webinars. But this is the first time I'm hearing people actually selling through webinars. Of course, I do know a couple of folks who have been doing it through masterclasses and all, but this is something very different. Like you have a community, you call them on a call, on a webinar, and then you give them all the freebies, and then you upsell. And then you make
Absolutely.
millions of dollars. The shortest way to get rich.
Yeah. So at the end of the webinar, I just ask, okay, how many sales did we get? I'm like, oh, nice. That's it. So initial 1 hour of the webinar, we track the sales, and then around 24 hours or something, when the replay is sent out, we again track the sales. So these are the two places where we actually track those sales. That's what it is. If automation is not working for you, here's a tip for everyone because automation is not working for you. You can use this simple tool like IFTTT. IFTTT. If not this, then that. That's the name of the tool. Very simple automation. Anyone can do automation with using IFTTT. I can go on to say Zapier is that easy, but since Zapier is still a bit of a tech, this thing, IFTTT makes it even more easy. It's like anyone. You can give it to a college student for 1 hour. He'll be making 5 or 6 automations by himself. IFTTT is that easy. Try out IFTTT. But let's say you know a bit more about the technical stuff and want to move, maybe explore something else. There's a platform called N8N. You can self-host it and then explore automations like that. The self-hosted version of N8N is absolutely free of cost. It's just like Zapier, connecting apps. And other automations which I used to try, especially in Facebook groups, was making my own bots, Now making my own bots sounds so scary. No. You use tools like Axiom.ai. Super, super useful. You can make your own bot literally in 5 minutes. The way it's done is very simple. You install the Axiom browser extension, click on it. Now, in a community, I'll make a post saying who all wants to join the webinar. Comment webinar. And some 100 comments come in. Now, obviously, I cannot go reply to every comment. I used to do that initially. But with Axiom, what happened was I installed the Chrome extension Axiom. I clicked on run. And then I started doing it for 4 or 5 members. That pasting the comment link to join the webinar and all that. And then I clicked on save on Axiom. Now Axiom bot understood that it has to click on view more. It has to reply to every single comment until there are no comments. That's it. I click on play in Axiom. That's it. It'll start automatically replying and you're watching the Axiom do the job. It's fun. I tried it for Twitter DMs. I tried it for other this thing. It's free. On the bonus side, it's free. So so I use all these tools. Axiom Bardeen is another tool alternative to Axiom. So I keep using all these tools. Good stuff, you can say. You can use Axiom on anything. Gmail. You can use Axiom on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You don't need any API or anything. It's very, very extremely simple on LinkedIn. Yeah.
This is insane. This is intriguing and insane. And I'm going to be checking out all of these tools. I hope that anyone who's listening to this is also going to be as excited to check out all of these amazing tools that Meenank has been mentioning in the last 5 minutes. Oh my God, it's insane amount of value that you've been giving here, Meenank.
Thank you so much.
So coming to the rapid fire bit, out of 1 to 5, 5 being the best and 1 being the worst, you need to rate these communities, these brands on how they have managed to build communities.
For sure, let's go.
Okay, let's start with the very first, Zoom.
Zoom. I haven't seen their community or been part of their community, but they've been doing great job in sharing learning resources and all that stuff. So I would go on to say 4.
4. Still a 4. Okay. Right, Sonic.
I would say
Unbiased.
4 out of 5.
Okay, is that the actual number you want to give?
I have to be biased for sure. But there's certain things.
Come on, all the listeners give us unbiased answers.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 for sure.
Now, these are going to be little quick ones with the...
Sure. Let's do quick.
Probably no explanations.
Sure.
First one, Adobe.
5. 5 out of 5.
Microsoft.
5 out of 5.
Slack.
5 out of 5.
So the last brand whose community I want you to rate is Airtable.
Airtable. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I had for you. You have pretty much rated every one of them 4 or 5 out of 5. Of course, they're big brands, so I can presume you giving them 5 out of 5 rating. But thank you. Thank you, Meenank, for coming here, for sharing so much of knowledge. Oh my God, I don't think I would have been able to get that knowledge from you off the podcast for sure. I would have to be behind you, give me this information. But thank you so much for sharing this here and for with everyone who's going to listen to this podcast. So thank you so much once again for coming here and sharing your experience and expertise with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for listening, guys.
Well, that was a powerful, insightful, and valuable podcast. And I hope you feel the same after listening to this podcast episode and had fun listening to our banters as well while you were learning. Do not forget to share with me in the comments below your learnings from this conversation. Hit the subscribe button, click on the bell icon to stay tuned for the next upcoming videos. And I'll see you soon. This is Divya Shah signing off.